Thanks, Leader. First of all, with respect to the Bergdahl matter, let me just say that as Americans, we're all very pleased that Sergeant Bergdahl is going to be reunited with his family. There's no disagreement about the fact that we're excited for the family and pleased that that has happened. But the fact of the matter is that a very dangerous precedent has been set here by this administration. It is a precedent of negotiating with terrorists, number one, and it's a precedent of being very callous with the way in which we release prisoners from Guantanamo Bay. These 5 individuals are not low-level, run-of-the-mill, fighter-type terrorists. These are the guys that raised the money, that made the plans to develop the IEDs, and in some cases are accused of inciting riots that wound up killing not hundreds, but maybe even thousands of people, including Americans. So these individuals, the President needs to look the American people in the eye and explain to the American people why he was justified in releasing the 5 individuals and why their background didn't demand and mandate that they be detained at Guantanamo for an indefinite period of time. So this afternoon, I'm going to send a letter to the President, and I'm going to demand that he declassify each of the classified files on these 5 individuals so that all of you will have access to that and the American people will know what each one of these individuals was accused of, why they were being held at Guantanamo, and what this administration found in the review, the annual review of each of those cases, and let the American people know why, in the eyes of the President, he was justified in returning these 5 individuals to the fight.
Senator, the White House says you all were kept in the loop on this. Were you?
The White House is wrong about that.
Yeah, I mean,
I hadn't had a conversation with the White House on this issue in a year and a half. Now, if that's keeping us in the loop, then, you know, this administration is more arrogant than I thought they were.
I understand clearly your opposition to releasing these 5 Taliban fighters back to the public. I still can't get my head around how happy you are that Bowe Bergdahl's home and his family, and how upset you are about the release. Under the current circumstances, should he still be in captivity or shouldn't he?
Well, you know, I am happy the guy's back. He's a prisoner of war. He's an American soldier. I'm happy for the family. I'm a father. If that were my son, I would sure be glad that he was home. So I am happy for the family in that respect. But that's an entirely different question. If there were negotiations going on, which the President says he kept Congress informed, as I just told Joe, that's simply not the case. I think there were other negotiating tools that could have been used to accomplish the same result. We know, for example, that on at least 2 other occasions there's been a proposal to release certain individuals from Guantanamo, and those negotiations broke off. The fact is that the Taliban picked these 5 individuals out and said, Mr. President, we'll give you the sergeant for these 5, what I've referred to as the Fab 5, the new board of directors of Mullah Omar and Zawahiri, to act as the planners and fundraisers to carry out acts of terrorism to kill and harm Americans. That's an entirely different issue from being excited or being happy for the family.
Have you heard anything from the administration since?
I got a phone call last night apologizing for not giving us advance warning of it.
From Mr. Blinken?
I'm sorry?
Mr. Blinken, was it from Mr. Blinken?
No, it wasn't. It was from a high-level White House individual.
What specifically did they apologize for?
Apologize for not. They said it had just been called to their attention that I had not received advance notification of this transaction taking place. Well, I mean, you can't undo what the President has done, so they said we'll give it to you next time.
Is it illegal, sir?
Well, I think that's where we start. As I say, you can't undo what the President has done. And I think the long-term potential for damage is enormous. And I think that it's incumbent on this president to carry out the commitment on the part of the Qataris to monitor these individuals over the next year like they've said they would do. Although, frankly, I don't know that they have the capability or the inclination to monitor them as closely as we would want them to. But the president's made a big point of this, and I think it's incumbent that that be monitored. And then what's going to happen to them after a year when they're free to openly return to the fight? I don't know what the president needs to do, but he sure needs to be thinking about that.